Hi guys, this is Greg at Best Choice Trailers. Today I want to take you for a walk around the Trac STRCH. It's the round top short track car trailer. This one's got quite a few landscape specific options that would make it ideal for a professional landscaper. Now I wanted to show you some of the options on this trailer because Trac makes a Landscape Pro trailer that's got a fair amount of similarities to this, but this also has some options that aren't on the Landscape Pro. So a guy that might be interested in buying a Landscape Pro, this has a few options that you may consider adding, or you might go this direction and a la carte what you want instead of buying a Landscape Pro. So this is an 8.5 by 20. It's got the 5,200 pound torsion axle upgrade. Again, this is designed as a standard car trailer or based off that chassis, and then had quite a few options added to it. So up front on the Landscape Pro, this would be the standard jack coupler. On the car hauler, customer upgraded to the adjustable coupler drop leg jack. A couple nice things about Trac: when they do the adjustable, they use a cast coupler, not a stamp, so you get a nice heavy duty setup. Do a good job reinforcing the coupler out. 7K drop leg jack. It's got a grease zerk for serviceability. If you've never used a drop leg jack, you'd simply pull a pin there, let the leg get down to the ground. Saves a lot of cranking, more durable jack. Trac also uses a heavier set of safety chains than our other manufacturers. These would be more of an equipment grade chain. Certainly if you're using it commercially, it'd be a nice feature. Triple tube tongue standard on all Trac trailers. They do a nice job of blasting the tongue and powder coating the tongue. Again, it is a triple tube. These guys tend to have a little bit better quality welds than what we see on some of our manufacturers. You may be able to see there just a little bit higher degree of manufacturing. Also notice they take the time to bolt the jack on. Another little detail we like, the sealed wiring harness is grommeted and ran in frame. Notice the breakaway battery there is out of the way if you ever want to use weight distribution hitch. The front of the trailer, they do a 2-foot stone guard. Notice the anodized aluminum corners. They use the nice bullet LED lights that are newer to the industry. Now one little detail on the Landscape Pro, they would put 3 additional markers up in the front of the fiberglass cap. Trim on Trac trailers is a 3-inch trim. Notice they use lags in the trim, not a trim screw. We'll show you to the back what I mean about a trim screw. These are just more durable. We often see landscape trailers that are having trim falling off on the front over time because the tongue and frame flex. So again, having not only the lags but additional lags certainly make it nice. So notice also the roof has the one-piece extruded aluminum 080 cove. It's just going to be more durable than a color-matched 030 that you would sometimes see. Notice that it's also a one-piece cove. On the round top roof design, little details again. Notice how they double lag the corner. We've occasionally seen they put a backer plate plus an extra lag on that to again keep it from having an issue down the road. Conspicuity tape's not standard on trailers under 10,000 pounds. Customer added the safety reflector tape as an option on this trailer. It's a low dollar option, gives you a lot of added visibility. This trailer is a screwless exterior. It's new for 2018. Again, no screws going down the side of the trailer. It's an 030 aluminum exterior, so if you ever see a kind of wavy looking trailer, generally that's going to be the thinner 024. Again, it's got the 3-inch trim on it standard. Aluminum wheels with radial tires are also standard on all Tracs. Again, notice there's no suspension in the middle. That's because it's a torsion axle. Also notice the frame lift. So this trailer's got a, I believe, a 3-inch frame lift on it. Some landscapers will do that to help keep from dragging the back end and tearing up a customer's driveway. Frame lift costs very little relative to having a paver come out and replace somebody's asphalt. Again, notice that is 4-foot sheets of aluminum, screwless. You can see the edges of the sheets there. Plastic side flow-through vents are standard, designed for cross ventilation. You've got rear driver side bottom and then front driver side top. You can also replace them with Salem aluminum vents if you choose. Bullet LEDs give it a nice look. You got the Pro Series. Now generally they wouldn't have the piece of trim at the back bottom, but this unit's got the, we'll call it the Brickman Door. This is what the Brickman or Brightview company uses on theirs. It's a higher end door, certainly very nice for a Pro Series landscaper. So what you're seeing here is a torsion hinge, similar to what's on a toy hauler. Toy haulers generally only have 3 hinges. This one's got 6. They do that because toy hauler doors generally are aluminum frame, and then they use a closed cell foam and extruded foam that's lightweight and has enough weight capacity. Now this, being that it's going to be used routinely in a commercial setting, it is not a foam field door. It's got aluminum cross members throughout. Because of it, of course, it's heavier. That's why you've got the extra springs. Even with springs all the way across, this door's still got a little bit of weight. Benefit, of course, to this door, I'll show you in a second, it's a cableless door. So this one has no cables. Certainly your guys will love using this trailer. It's got the anodized aluminum rear corners, 3 bullet lights. It's got the high output LED stop turn tail. Notice it's got the security bar lock. So the bar lock there, you can't get to the bolts holding it on. Makes it a little bit more secure. A lot of little details Short Trac does. You'll notice, for instance, the dual aluminum grab handles make it a little bit more user-friendly. This customer added the high security hasp. So that's a heavy-duty hasp that makes it a little bit more secure. Also notice part of that security effort would be there is no side door in this particular unit. Okay, up top you'll see the vinyl wear bar. Some guys will do that in addition to rollers, the caster wheel rollers, or some would call them like a bogey wheel, similar to what you'd put underneath the trailer. That would allow you to pull forward with the door down without tearing it up. So you got the combination of the bogey wheel and the roller. So on the face of the door, it's got an anti-skid type material. Again, this is a all aluminum ramp door. It is a very heavy duty constructed door. Because it is aluminum, my understanding is this door weighs about 65% of what a steel door weighs. But again, it is very heavy. It's got a lot of extra cross members, and then of course you got your extra hinging. So a Landscape Pro you can get with or without a beaver tail. This being a car hauler, it would come with a 4-foot beaver tail standard. This customer option to go with the 2-foot beaver tail. It's got 6 D-rings in the unit. He bought an optional spare tire. Notice the sidewalls on this are a plywood wall. Being a car hauler, it wouldn't have a kick plate. That is a standard feature in the Landscape Pro. This unit's had it added to it. Short Trac looks a little bit different inside as well. You'll notice they don't do the traditional Luan strips. This is an aluminum H mold. Gives the trailer a little bit cleaner look. You also notice at the top they've got a 3-inch aluminum trim, again, instead of the Luan strips. This trailer is white in color, certainly keeps the heat down for a landscaper. On the ceiling, there's a 1-piece aluminum roof above the white ceiling liner. That white ceiling liner's got a compressed like cardboard type material with a reflective insulation barrier in it. So between the aluminum roof in lieu of a Galvalume steel roof that stays cooler, ceiling liner certainly helps as well. Notice this unit's got 2 LED dome lights. That is a standard feature in all the Short Trac car haulers. They also take time to put a vapor barrier and undercoating on their trailer. If you're not familiar with a vapor barrier, that would go between the outside aluminum and the inside steel wall post to help keep electrolysis from happening, which would be corrosion between the aluminum and the steel. Now, they not only do undercoating on the base frame, but also on these roof bows. They're all undercoated as well. Stays very cool on the roof. Also, with the separation between the aluminum and steel ceiling and the roof, again, you wouldn't get electrolysis there as well. Typically, you would have a 12-volt dome light switch by the side door. This unit, again, has no side door, so this one's located right inside the rear door for the dome lights. Short Trac uses 16-inch on center wall studs. They use box tube in the walls, not a hat or Z-post. Tube will give a lot of strength relative to weight. They also do the same in the ceiling, box tube in the ceiling post. A lot of little details Short Trac puts into these. One of the details I like, they take the time to grommet where the wiring goes into frame. They put a wider flange where your sheets of ceiling material would come together. They protect your rear door springs. They have an easily removable trim if you want to get into the back. If you have wiring or want to add a dome light or add a reverse light or similar, or an extra stop turn tail light. Trim out the fender well area. Again, in a car trailer, 4 rings would be standard. This one has 2 added. This customer upgraded to a 12-inch on center floor, which not a horrible idea. Their 16 on center floor is pretty strong, but for the few dollars, it gives you a cheap insurance policy. I want to show you the underneath of the trailer. A couple things Short Trac does that we like. So one thing, if you take a look at those D-rings, one, they played them out a lot better than most. Most would just use a flat piece of steel. They use something similar to a stake pocket, a fab piece of steel, that gives it a whole lot more resistance to being pulled out of the floor. Also want you to take a look, if I can get you a good shot of it. You've got a main frame on a car trailer at 7 foot, and then you've got outriggers. And what I want to show you is Short Trac uses a nice heavy-duty tube outrigger here, where most in the industry use a fab piece of floor cross member. So take a look at that floor cross member. That's what most in the industry are going to use. Short Trac uses tube out here, same as the main frame. Fortunately, the sunlight's getting in my picture, but it's substantially heavier duty. Now, some guys might say, what does that matter? The answer is, if you're the typical landscaper that hangs stuff from the walls and you're going down the road, twisting that trailer up, there's a lot of stress on the outside cross member of that cantilevered frame. Short Trac's box tube is going to hold up substantially better. They also take the time to use tube steel in the bumper. Many there would use a fabricated rear bumper. They put tube inside it. I also want to show you underneath this tongue a couple things. One, they have a tube steel header. The reason I say that, many manufacturers will use just a simple piece of fabricated steel there. These guys are using tube steel, so you got a substantially heavier duty header. They put gusset plates on. Unfortunately, I can't reach far enough to show you that. Here's a gusset plate, for instance. That's not seen on most trailers in the industry. You also notice there's a junction box where all your wiring would be underneath the trailer. They also, where the wiring goes in and out of frame, they take in silicone everything. So again, a lot of little details these guys are putting in their trailers that I haven't seen under other trailers in the marketplace, including some of the other units that we sell. That's why we would highly recommend these over most of the other options for a professional landscaper. You can get this in a number of configurations. Again, the Landscape Pro is another option. A lot of features in this trailer you can't see. They've got gusseting also at the walls, at the corners of the walls, at the bottom of the studs. This has got quite a few extras. Unfortunately, I can't show everything to you. If you have any questions on it, or if we can help you further answering questions, give us a ring at 717-220-4220, or visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com.